What's up and welcome back to another video. I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead 2 and Red Dead Online. You guys, thank you so much for the support on the channel. If you haven't subbed already, maybe that's something you want to do. But really guys, thank you. The support you guys have shown the channel means so much. I really appreciate you. Without further ado, let's dive into what could be Rockstar's biggest con. And if I say that, probably one of the first thing that comes to your mind is microtransactions. Now, I thought this too. And initially the thought was, okay, microtransactions are just this quick cash grab. The game's still in beta, it's a quick cash grab. But I think my opinion may have changed slightly. I'm gonna give you some more insight into how this is actually becoming a method of keeping players playing the game. And we'll dive into it, but I want to start out with what initial thoughts were. And what I thought first was Rockstar released the microtransaction store, and it was a cash grab from Take-Two. The game's still in beta, but throw the microtransaction store so people start spending money, right? Well, there's some counterpoints to that. One, the average player isn't gonna spend money in the microtransaction store unless they have something that they really want to get with that money. And right now, the game doesn't have a lot of content that you can spend those gold bars on. Now, the very few minority of players went out and spent a ton of money in the microtransaction store. You could consider all of that group just the YouTubers who are making content around the microtransaction store and gold bars coming into the game. Because anybody else had no reason to have that many gold bars. There just wasn't enough content in the game for a need to have that many gold bars. And then that kind of plays into, well, so Rockstar wanted, or Take-Two and Rockstar wanted this cash grab, right? They just wanted to get that money real quick, and then, I don't know if, say, be done with it is the right thing, but they wanted that money real quick. The right play for them to do would be to open up their microtransaction store and just start releasing things like cosmetics that you could buy with those gold bars, right? Releasing different clothings, different types of horse colors or things like that. Things that would be fairly easy to introduce weekly, the way we do see things introduced weekly cosmetically in GTA the last month or two. It would be fairly easy to do those things, and it would be an easy way to get the players that are willing to spend money on the microtransaction store to buy those gold bars and then purchase that. Buy those gold bars and then purchase. Buy, purchase, and create that routine of purchases through the microtransaction store. But inversely, what we've seen is there has been no additions to the game as far as cosmetics or content-wise that you would want to purchase gold bars over than when the game was first released, when online first released, and the microtransaction store launched in, like, I think mid-December, I think the 14th. So if it truly was just a cash grab, the method of getting that money would be a little bit different, because what you would be doing is you would just be consistently adding little things into the game that people wanted gold bars to buy. But that hasn't been done. So what else could the microtransaction store be there for? And we got a little more insight to this with the most recent update. So, I mean, we say update. Really, there wasn't any update. It was just Rockstar fixing a few bugs with the game mode that no one really is playing, and letting us know that, hey, when 2 weeks ago we talked about these were things we're working on and they're going to come soon, well, actually now they're going to take a while to get here. But here's 5 gold bars for everyone who's willing to play on the weekend. And that could be the purpose of the microtransaction store, is an incentive to keep players playing. Now you might say, well, you could just give people gold bars. You don't need to open up the store in order for them to give out gold bars as gifts. And true, we did have gold bars in the game before the store was open. You could earn them in game. You're getting nuggets and treasures and stuff like that. And in fact, Rockstar did even release, I think it was a 15, let me pull it up here. It was 15 gold bars in week 1 because the economy was so bad. So they gifted gold bars even before the store was open. But since the store is open, they've done 2 gold bar gifts. One right after the store opened, and the announcement they made during, but you had up until December 20th to earn 15 gold bars, and then one just earlier this week when they announced their 5 gold bars. And the incentive of gold bars is much stronger when the store is there. Because without the store, essentially the connection you're making is, hey, here's gold bars to play a game that is already lacking in content. But as soon as you add the store into the equation, essentially what you're doing is you're making the connection between players and their wallets. And not everyone is gonna feel this way, right? But as a generic feeling, when you see, okay, 5 gold bars, that's worth what, like a couple bucks? Okay, so if I play on this weekend, then I'm essentially earning a couple bucks. And the connection isn't super strong, right? It's not like a conscious thing that you're thinking of. But subconsciously, when you play this weekend, you're earning some real life money. Yes, it's in the form of gold bars in the game, but those are gold bars that could have been bought with real life money. So you're adding that connection, which increases the incentive value, and then inherently, that incentive is stronger and more people are willing to go and play because they're getting gold bars that are actually worth money. Why would Rockstar do this, right? Because the microtransaction store being opened in beta was a really bad look. The community's not happy about it. There's probably like a 5% maybe that are like don't mind, or 10% maybe, but most players, you ask them, hey, you open the microtransaction store, do you think that's a good thing that Rockstar did that, or do you think that's a bad thing? Most people are going to say, you know what, I wish there was more content in the game. I wish they would have focused on that instead of opening up the store. So why would they push the store out so quickly? Like, what's the advantage? And if the advantage isn't, to get that cash grab, which initially it could have been, and then it leads to, well, incentives. They're going to create incentives for players to keep coming back. This is something that Rockstar did early on with GTA Shark cards, except for the difference was there that Shark cards were just cash. They would just give you cash. So instead of giving you a Shark card, they just gave you in-game currency. But now, since we have a difference between what our real life money can buy us in-game and in-game currency, which would be money, and then gold bars would be what we can really buy, they create a stronger incentive when they, hey, come play this weekend. Come get on and jump on and play for a little bit. You'll earn 5 gold bars. Why? Because they need players to keep playing. There's no content right now, and it's fairly obvious that when a game, any game, updates their game with content, the player base or growth increases. More players want to play. But if there's no update of content, then players have really no incentive to keep playing unless the game is great. If the game is great, then the game will slowly grow and grow and grow as it becomes more popular and popular. We see this with games on Twitch all the time. They become popular on Twitch and the game gets massive growth. Generally it comes after a good update that makes the game very enjoyable. If there is no update, but you need to keep your player base growing or at least alive, give them incentives to play. So it'll be really interesting for us to see if this is something that Rockstar continually does. They're essentially getting the same result of adding content without adding content. And what I mean by that is essentially they're getting players to play like if they'd added something new without adding anything new. They can easily just give everyone 5 gold bars with minimal effort, right? Adding new content takes effort. So whether Rockstar is, we haven't seen any content, so not to speculate on why that is right now, but it hasn't happened. And this is one way of them getting players to keep coming back without putting effort into it. So is this the biggest con that Rockstar's done with Red Dead 2 and Red Dead Online? I'm interested to see what you guys think. Do you think it was just that initial cash grab, or do you think it's more of a long-term incentive to keep players playing? And whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know, right? I hope that Red Dead Online grows to be a phenomenal game, really, really fun. That's my wish. That's what I hope happens. But if it dies before it can get there, it's not going to be very successful. So if they can keep it alive by getting players to come back by, kind of egging us on with updates and kind of leading us to, hey, this is what could come, this is what's going to happen, and then every time we pass the threshold of too disappointed, they give us a gold bar incentive. And I'm sure that there's statistics on their end where they're like, all right, it's really bad right now, Greg. It's really bad. Give them the money. The is going down the fan. Give them the gold bar. And over the weekend, they see it start to rise up. It's interesting. I was initially of the thought it was a cash grab. Now I'm of the thought, you know, it might be just a way of linking that incentive and making it inherently stronger by linking it to real life dollars. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you haven't subbed to the channel, hit that sub button, hit the bell. You made it this far. I mean, doesn't hurt, right? Doesn't hurt unless I spam your inbox with terrible videos every day. Clearly not what I try to do over here. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate you. Hope to see you in a future video. And until then, take care.